In this video, I'm going to show you one of Microsoft Word's best kept secrets. It's a brilliant function that will keep you organized. Oh, for f***'s sake. In this video, I'm going to show you one of Microsoft Word's best kept secrets. It's a brilliant function that will help you organize your report, focus your argument, and save you hours and hours in the process. You may already be familiar with outlines or mind maps. A mind map's a simple diagram to help you identify and organise topics needed to deal with a project. This is a simple example to describe activities involved in preparing for a business trip. This can be done on paper or by using an app. But you can also do the same thing by using a really useful feature in Microsoft Word called the Outline view. Just compare these for a moment. They describe exactly the same thing. The advantage of using this feature in Word is that you can then move on and use it in a really useful way to develop your report. Normally, Word opens in something called Draft View, but a very useful way to get started when writing reports is to use Outline View. So click on Outline. The main difference you see is that the ribbon which sits just above the typing area has changed to provide the tools you'll need for Outline. The other thing you see is a small blue minus sign, and this is where you start typing. Make sure the cursor is to the right of the blue minus sign and then type in the main topic. In Outline View, this is called Heading 1. Press the Enter key to create a new line. Now go to the ribbon and find the Demote button. This is the button with the single right-hand pointing arrow. Click it to create a new level. Everything at this level will be at Heading 2. Now type in the first item at Heading 2. Press the Enter key to create a new line. Type the next item at Heading 2. And you could add as many of these as you need for your outline. Now go back to where I typed Set up meetings with the company. Place the cursor at the end and then press Enter. You'll see a new blue minus sign appearing, and you need to demote this as before by clicking on the Demote button on the ribbon. You'll now see the blue minus sign is indented to Heading 3. The cursor will be to the right of this blue minus sign, so type in the next Heading 3 item. Continue this for as many items at the Heading 3 level that you need. Now go to the next Heading 2 level that you need to develop. In this demonstration, it is Prepare Documents for the Trip. Create a new line as before. If I type in the next item without first demoting the level, it obviously stays at Heading 2. But even though we didn't demote this before typing, we can still demote to get the same effect. Just make sure the cursor is somewhere in the line and then click on the Demote button, and it is now at Heading 3. And we can enter as many items as we need at this level, provided we press Enter whenever we want to type a new item. We have just one remaining item to deal with at Heading 2. So place the cursor at the end of the line, create a new line and demote, and now there are two items we have to type in at this level. At the end of the second item, create a new line and demote the blue minus sign to Heading 4, and then we enter the remaining items. Now our information is arranged exactly as it was in the mind map. Now we have our structure, there are more things we can do. One benefit is rearranging the outline. In our example, we may decide we need to obtain contact details before confirming the initial meeting arrangements. So click on the blue minus sign at the start of Obtain Contact Details, hold the mouse button down and drag it up, and release the mouse button where we want the item to be inserted. If we click on a blue cross, we highlight everything beneath it. If we want an item to appear earlier, we hold the mouse button down and drag it and release it where we want it to appear. If we decided we want this item on a higher heading level, click and hold the blue minus sign and drag it to the left. If we want this chunk to be at the same level, we click the blue cross, hold the mouse button down and drag the whole highlighted area to the left. And to make better sense of this outline, we can delete arrange, travel and accommodation, because that was just a heading to cover other items that we've now promoted, so we don't need it now. Let's look at some of the other items on the ribbon. Go to the ribbon and click the right hand facing double arrows. Our line is now preceded with a small blue square. This means that if we now type, we create body text in our document. In fact, the main difference between headings and body text is that they are formatted differently, which is something we always expect when we read a document. If you'd added a new line without demoting it and you typed it in as one of the headings, you just need to make sure the cursor is sitting in that paragraph, then turn it into body text using the double right-facing arrows on the ribbon. Move across to the right in the ribbon, we find a pull-down menu called Show. This is used to display the outline at different levels of detail. At present we have 3 levels in this outline, plus the normal body text. Click on the menu and select level 3, and our outline looks like this. Click on all levels and it looks like this, and it includes the normal paragraph text. Click on level 2 and it looks like this. If we now use the big blue plus and minus sign on the ribbon, we can focus on different parts of our outline. Next along is a button labelled Formatting. At the moment, all of the outline is presented in the same font. If you click on the Formatting button, the same outline is presented, but now it uses the styles of the various headings as they would appear in the finished document. These will be default fonts that Word provides, and you may not like them, but this doesn't matter because all of these styles can be easily changed later on. Just below the Show menu is the Show First Line Only checkbox. Click in the small box and you'll see your normal paragraphs shrink to the first line only. This is useful because when you're working on a document, you can see how the argument is developing just by looking at the first lines of different paragraphs to remind you what the paragraphs contain. The example in this video uses Microsoft Word 2011 running on an Apple Mac. However, all the same functions are available in the PC version and also in earlier and later versions of Microsoft Word. The interface might be slightly different, but you should find it easy enough to find out what you have to do for yourself in the version that you're using. Now you should have a good idea what the outline's about. The thing to do now is to start playing around with this and develop an outline for yourself. You'll soon become very fluent. Check out these related videos for more information about each of these topics.